Hey, Channeling 101. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna get a little bit technical and start talking about consciousness. So really important concepts and ideas to think about when you want to start channeling, and really your intentions can be, coming from anywhere. Your intentions can be completely unique when it comes to channeling. For me, I really wanted to channel because I was so desperate to talk to my guides and my galactic family. I had a very, very, very kind of strong resonance with understanding about there being other galactic beings out there who are our family, and that was kind of my drive and my motivation, was to meet with them and talk to them and just kind of have that experience essentially. But for you, your channeling drive might be to be more in flow, to be more connected to source energy, really, or anything, to download information about, your past lives, just really anything. Your drive could be coming from anywhere. It's all super unique. So what I want to start talking about is something a bit more technical, and a bit more, kind of science-based. Because I super do not resonate with, being psychic. I really don't like that word. I like channel, I like connected, but psychic carries a lot of weight from, kind of many years of just being shunned in negative belief systems, blah, blah, blah. So when we're talking about channeling and when we're talking about connecting, a fundamental idea and something that's the most important thing that we really need to think about, sorry for the noise, is consciousness, okay? So consciousness is key when we start thinking about and talking about channeling and being connected to source and being in flow. Okay, so channeling basically is a state of trance. So it's a trance state of being. So what that means is typically we are in the alpha, beta, brainwave state when we are kind of very focused, and then as we move into sleep. So moving into sleep and the hypnagogic state and the lucid dreaming state is the theta state, and then we move into delta, which is the very asleep brainwave, basically. So that's really important to understand. So for me personally, I'm going to use my own experience with this, but a lot of my contact experiences with my guides and with my galactic family have been through lucid dreaming. So that is in the hypnagogic state, it's the trance state, it's the theta brainwave state. Okay, and wow, oh my god, wow. Like, I've had some incredible experiences. Like, I've been to different planets, I've seen different amazing alien cities, and flying, and our galactic history, and oh my god, it's just so rich. There's just so many memories and places and planets and things for us to explore. I think it's just awesome. Anyway, I'm babbling. So for me, it's really been lucid dreaming, meditating, and taking psychedelics. So I'm a student of psychedelics, I'm studying psychedelics and also psychology, and consciousness and the nature of reality is a huge part of that. So I'm just going to stick with the trance state, which is the most important thing for us to know about when we're talking about channeling. So everything kind of happens in the trance state, and my kind of concept, or my idea of that, is that everything in the universe, there is the unconscious, okay, and the unconscious is everywhere. It's the unknown, the where all of our information is. That's kind of how I think about it, is the unconscious. And then there's the unconscious, and then the subconscious, and that's really where all of the information is, all of the memories, all of the emotion, the Akashic records, that's all kind of there in the subconscious realm, and that exists around us all the time. Let's the subconscious is always there, and it's links, we're all linked by it. And then there's the conscious, which is basically just our focus point of attention. This is, what are we paying attention to? What are we focusing on? What are we conscious of? Okay, so when we're in the trance state, we are taken out of that kind of conscious focus, and we delve into the realm of the subconscious, essentially. And that's where all of the information is, and where we can tap into. And I wanted to give you an idea and talk about something in, you know, kind of more of a scientific way, rather than just kind of, you know, being like, blah, it's just psychic or whatever. It is actually very scientific. So there are morphic fields of resonance that exist around us, and essentially when we're in the trance state, or when we're on psychedelics, or when we're lucid dreaming, meditating, you know, all of that, our ego, which is the anchor that anchors us into the one point of attention, which is our conscious focus, the ego is sort of dissipated, and, you know, neurobiologically it is sort of, yeah, it just dissipates essentially. You know, the default mode network and all of that, you know, type of stuff, if you're into psychedelics. The ego is less anchored, and you just have the ability to be able to tap into these different realms of consciousness, the subconscious, because your ego, which is keeping you in the central point of focus in this one reality, is dissipated. That's really the only way I can think of. I can't think of a more scientific way. But essentially when that happens, that's when we're able to connect with other people's subconsciouses, with these other realms. It's really, really fantastic. So another kind of way of, another idea that you can have, or another way of thinking about, you know, tapping in and talking to spirit guides and talking to other people's spirit guides, another way of thinking about it is that you are momentarily released from your one point of attention, your ego anchor. You are momentarily released from that, and you are able to kind of, especially if you're very empathetic, you are kind of then hopping into telepathy, where you are tapping into and connecting with another person's subconscious. And that other person's subconscious, which you are always connected to but aren't aware of, is your spirit guides, your galactic selves, your friends' spirit guides, or whoever you're doing a reading for. Yeah, and that's just another way and another idea that we can have to think about, you know, what channeling is, what being connected is that trance state and that state of consciousness. And really, you know, so much of that does come down to the nature of reality, which I'm going to have to talk about another time. But yeah, there's so much to get our teeth into. But again, really hope that was helpful, and I'll speak to you again soon. I love you. Bye.